Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm glad you've joined us today. So today is class number 7 of our 30-class Chair Yoga series. We are going to stay seated again today, and we're going to take just a little rest with some relaxing poses. If you like the experience, I hope you'll click the subscribe button. It is free, and I'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Let's get started. So we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. We're not leaning back, right? So let's move a little bit forward in our seat. And we're going to take a moment to ground our feet to the earth. This is this time that we have to connect the body and the breath and the mind. We're also going to connect our sits bones to that chair so we make sure that they're equally weighted. Let's lift our heart up. Lower the shoulders down out of those ears. Place your hands lightly on the thighs. Flip your palms up to the ceiling. Close your eyes and connect to your breath. Just feeling your natural inhalation and exhalation. And let's breathe a little more deeply. So as you inhale, think about lengthening up through that spine. And then as you exhale, try to exhale all of the air out as much as you can. Lengthening up through that spine and exhaling everything you can. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then just breathe normally. So we're going to do a series called an alternate nostril breathing. Now, if you are uncomfortable with your eyes closed and you want to open them, it's okay, right? So don't feel like you've got to sit there with your eyes closed. But having the eyes closed kind of lets us not be distracted by anything around us. And it lets us really focus in on what we're experiencing through this alternate nostril breathing. So all you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in first, okay? So take a deep breath in. And then you're going to place your thumb against one nostril, and then you're going to exhale. Then you're going to take your forefinger and you're going to place it against that opposite nostril, and you're going to inhale. Place your thumb against the other nostril and exhale. Place your finger against the nostril and inhale. Thumb and exhale. And let's bring our hand down and just take a little break here. Now you're going to switch hands, okay? So let's switch to the other hand, and we're going to inhale to begin with. So deep inhale. And then put your thumb against the nostril and exhale. Put your finger against the opposite nostril and inhale. Thumb against the nostril and exhale. Finger against nostril, inhale. Thumb against nostril, exhale. Hands to the lap. Take just a normal breath here. Bring your hands to your heart and set your intentions for today's practice, just focusing in on what you want to accomplish. One more breath. Bring your hands down to your lap and open your eyes. So one of the things that opposite nostril, alternative nostril, alternate nostril breathing does for us is it's supposed to be a relaxation. So if ever you're feeling a little stressed for the day or whatever, you might just sit down for a moment and do that breathing. So just inhale and exhale and see how it feels, right? See how that feels. Okay. So as I mentioned, we're going to be doing some nice long stretches and some neck stretches. And so it's going to be kind of a relaxing class today. So think about lengthening up through the spine to start with, and we're going to begin with some diagonal reaches. The important thing in this one is to keep your abdominals engaged so that we're supporting the back, okay? So we're going to be using the back some here. Keep those abdominals engaged. So let's start with our left hand. And all you're going to do is you're going to take, your right hand's going to be resting here on that thigh, and you're going to extend that left arm over. It's all we're doing, but it should feel good. It should feel like a nice stretch. But you notice how my back is flat, right? I'm not rounding the upper back. And let's bring that arm in. And then we're going to do the other side, okay? So this hand is on that thigh, and we're extending that other arm out. I have to look kind of around my arm, but you know what I'm doing here, right? So it's an extension. And then we have one more breath, and let's bring it in. So we're going to do that again. Remember, if you want to have those hands on thighs, that's fine. If you bring your hand down, this hand down to the chair, you might feel it a little bit more. So keep your belly tight, right? Here we go. Let's extend. I don't know about you, but I just feel that one just a little bit more. And with my hand back here on that, in the back of that chair. You feeling that stretch? Are you keeping your abs engaged? Is that spine long? Is the back flat? I know there's lots to think about, isn't there? And let's come in. Oh, I feel that in a good way. Let's do the other side. Let's extend and push and press. I feel that. So my side waist is stretching too, right? We just have one more breath here, and then we're going to bring that arm down. Okay. So you know me, and I'm going to add something on. And please listen to your body, and if it's not feeling good for you or whatever, just keep doing what we just did, and I promise you it's going to feel great. But if it feels okay, we're going to take that right hand on that chair, and we're going to extend that left arm out, okay? Now, as we extend, again, keep the back flat, keep that belly tight. We're going to make a circle with that arm. So we're going to bring that arm down. See, notice how it's at a diagonal. And then we're going to bring it back and around and up, back to that extension like we started. And then we're going to bring it back, around, and up, and extend. How does that feel? Can we do it one more time? Back, around, and up. Now pull your belly in, and let's come back into seated. Okay. Checking in, how did that feel? Let's do the other side, and then we're going to do it the other way, right? We have to do the circle the other way, but I want you to feel it first before we do too much, because it really can, if you don't think about pulling that belly in super tight and really keeping that spine long, you can feel it in the back and not a positive way, okay? So we want to feel the back, but in a good way, like we're strengthening it and we're lengthening it. Okay, so let's take that other hand back, and we're going to extend that arm out. Remember, this could be right where you stay, and that's absolutely fine. Keep that spine long and keep that back flat. Let's bring that arm down and around and up and extend. And remember, if you have shoulder issues, you can just bend that elbow, right? That's going to take some of that pressure off of that shoulder, because this is a pretty long lever, isn't it? Extending out and down. It's a pretty long lever for that shoulder. So listen to your body and do what works. We're going to do one more circle. Here we go. Down, out, around, up we go, and then we're going to bring that arm down. Okay, so we're going to do the other side, and now we're going to reverse our circles. So for me personally, I started down. Now I'm going to start up, down, around. Remember, extend, belly tight. Bend that elbow if you want to. It should feel good. Let's do one more. Good. All right, extend, and up we go. We're going to the other side. How are you feeling? Let's do it. Extend. Now, I'm going up first, and down, and around. Remember, back straight, back is flat, belly is tight. Oh, yeah. Extend. One more. And release. How does that feel? Let's do a couple of pelvic tilts. So just kind of I call this hip tips to shoulders. We've done this one before, and hip tips to knees. Just releasing into that back a little bit. If you felt a little tension build up there, it should have felt good. And if you keep that back flat and keep that extension, it should have felt really, really good. And the belly tight. Okay. So the next one is a good stretch for the neck. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to interlace our fingers. And now we're not going to interlace our fingers. We're just going to stack our palms in our lap, okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to extend your thumb. So all I've done is I've got my palms one on top of the other, and my thumbs are extended. Now, we're going to come up and we're going to place our hands on the back of the head, and we're going to cradle the head in our hands. So our thumbs are extended, and we're just going to rub our neck a little bit. So we're giving ourselves our own little massage there. Okay, so now, keeping those elbows wide to begin with, we're going to inhale, and I want you to lift up. Now, we're going to take our chin towards the ceiling, and we're going to begin to let those elbow points come up towards the ceiling, okay? So it's just a little openness through the throat. Elbows are coming up to the ceiling. Now, as you exhale, you're going to round down, tuck that chin, okay? Now, you're not pulling on the head, all right? So we're going to let gravity do the work here. As we come down, and our elbows are down towards the floor. So it's a little extra stretch for the back of that neck. Just one more breath. Now release the hands off of the head first and then bring the head up. How did that feel? Okay, so we're going to do that again. Stack your palms in your lap. Thumbs are open, right? So let's come up. Keep those elbows wide to begin with. Lift up through the chin. I'm looking for the word. The chin. All right, let's inhale. So as you begin to lift your chin towards the ceiling, we're going to bring those elbows in. Now, come down, tuck the chin, begin to let the upper body round down. Elbows are going to go towards the floor. Don't pull on that head. Let gravity do the work here. Hold and breathe. You should feel a nice stretch into the back of that neck. One more breath here. Release the hands and come up to seated. How does that feel? Let's just move around a little bit, right? Just move some things around. See how that feels a little bit. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So the next one, I don't know what the best name is to call this, but what we're going to do is it's kind of like, I don't know, a chicken maybe? I don't know. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. You're going to stay facing me, okay? So I'm just turning so you can see me a little bit better. But what we're going to do is we're going to sit up nice and tall, okay? So just your natural extension of the spine, and we're going to place our finger right here on our chin. Then all I want you to do is I want you to take your chin away from your finger. Don't move the finger. Just take the chin away and release it. And we're going to do that again. Pull the chin away and release it. And we're going to do that one more time. Pull the chin away and release it and take a moment. I like that one. We're going to do that one again here in just a minute. We're going to do a couple of things in between, and then we'll come back and we'll do that one more time. It just really feels good, doesn't it? Okay. So now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on a little bit of opening up through the chest, okay? So I don't know about you, but occasionally towards the end of the day, I'm tired, and all of a sudden I realize that I'm just kind of slumped over like this, right? So we want to take a moment to feel that openness through the chest so that we can really concentrate on keeping that openness, because it's really important for our posture, right? Not to be slouched over. So let's move back towards the back of our chair, all right? And you're going to use the back of the chair for some support here to start with. You know we'll add on and we'll change that up. But for right now, we're going to be leaning back against our chair. Now, all I want you to do is open your arms, okay? And again, any issues with your shoulders, you're just going to leave those elbows bent. That's always going to be an option for you, always. But if it feels okay, we're going to open our arms. All right? One more breath here, and then we're going to bring those hands down. Now, our first add-on is, as we open up our arms, all we're going to do is just a slight back bend. Okay, do you see what I'm doing there? I'm just kind of lifting my chest a little bit higher. I'm getting a little bit of a back bend, and if you'll notice, my arms move back just a smidge more, and then let's release that. And then we're going to do that again, okay? So it's an open, we're lifting up. Maybe you look up a little bit where the ceiling and the wall meet. It's not a big look up, just a little bit. And let's release that. Okay, now we're going to leave one hand in our lap, and we're going to open one arm out, just one arm. And then we're going to put that hand down, and then we're going to open the other arm. And then we're going to put that down. Okay, so we've done half Lord of the Fishes pose already, and there are, as is most of the poses, there's various variations of those poses. So we're going to do a couple different variations of our half Lord of the Fishes pose. So we're going to bring that arm out again, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to bring it across our body. Now, in every half Lord of the Fishes pose that we do, this shoulder needs to stay down. What tends to want to happen is it hikes up as we bring that arm across. And then we're losing the extension and the work and the stretch of where we're really wanting to stretch. So we're going to keep that shoulder down, and you should feel the stretch here. You feel that? All right, let's put that hand down, and we're going to do the other side. So it's an open, and then we're going to come across. Good. And we're going to release. Okay, so that is a great version of that whole series. If you want a little bit more, we're going to come forward, all right? Now, we're going to just start with that half Lord of the Fishes, and then we're going to do our deeper chest opener here in just a second. But let's stick with the half Lord of the Fishes first. So the next version of that is we're going to take that right knee and we're going to open it up nice and wide, okay? And then that arm is going to come out, and then we're just going to bring it across our body again. Just grab your opposite shoulder, okay? And then we're going to bring it open, and we're going to cross the body to that shoulder. And then we're going to do that one more time. It's an open and cross. And release. Okay, let's bring that knee in, and then we're going to do the other side. Are you feeling the stretch right through this middle of the body, right? So the rib cage is the area that it should be stretching. So we're going to open, and then we're going to come across and grab that opposite shoulder. And we're going to open. Feel the rib cage, the movement happening at the rib cage, and then we're going to cross. We're going to do that one more time. It's an open, and it's a cross. It should feel good, and release. Okay, let's bring that leg in. Now, as I promised, we're going to do a little deeper chest opener. So this time, instead of having our arms open, we're going to come to those cactus arms. So let's go ahead, come back in our chair again. So we're leaning back. We got that back of that chair for some support. Let's bring those arms up to goalpost arms, right? Goddess arms. Same idea. Now, we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades behind us, and we're going to look up slightly. There's a little bit of a back bend. Do you feel it? So we're just arching the back a little bit. One more breath, and let's come back and bring our arms down. Okay, are we ready? Let's do it a little bit deeper. Here we go. We've got those goalpost arms again. Now, we're going to bring those arms back, and we're going to arch the back just a little bit more. But we still have the chair for support, don't we? We still have that chair for support. Our abdominals are still engaged. Our back is getting a pretty good stretch here. Pull the belly in and come in. We've got that back of that chair for support. Now, we're going to do it. This time, we're going to just let our arms fall back. Again, you've got to listen to your body. You've got to do what works for you. Ready? Let's start with bent elbows to start with. Do your back bend, whatever that means for you. And then if you can straighten those arms, there is a significant chest opener. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Place those hands in your lap. That's great work, everybody. Okay, now we're going to do a seated forward fold with a lot of support, and then we're going to do a very gentle version of a revolved seated forward fold. So we're already leaning back in our chair. Now all I'm going to do is I took my knees wide. So I was here leaning back against my chair, and I've just taken my legs wide. Now the seat of the chair is between my legs. So you should be getting a pretty good stretch on those inner thighs. Does that feel okay? You know, you can modify, right? So if you want to bring the legs in a little bit, it's okay. All right, so we're just hanging out here for a moment. We're feeling that stretch. It should feel pretty good. Now, my hands are going to go to the seat of the chair. I'm going to extend my spine long. I'm going to pull my belly in, and I'm going to begin to let my heart fall forward. So there is a beautiful version of a seated forward fold, right? So there's so many variations that we can do, which is one of the reasons I absolutely love the chair, because it just gives us so much versatility and flexibility of way we can do different poses. All right, let's go ahead and tuck the chin and roll up. And let's do that one more time. Extend nice and long through the spine. There's your inhale if you want to add that breath. Exhale, down we go. Keep the back flat. Remember, we're looking out. So we're not looking down at the chair. We're really looking out. That's going to help you keep the back flat. We're not rounding, right? One more breath, and we're going to roll it up. Okay, so if you need a break for those legs, take a break while I show you what we're doing next, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is, instead of the hands in the chair, we're going to come down to our forearms, all right? So we're going to see how that feels. Okay, so go ahead and move those legs back if you had taken a little break with those legs. Are we ready? Belly is tight, extend through the spine. As we exhale, if you want to add the breath, we're going to come down onto our forearms. So it's just a little deeper forward fold. But again, I'm looking out. I'm not looking down. I'm looking out. My back is flat. I'm extending nice and long through that spine. We have one more breath, and we're going to roll it up. We're going to do that again. Extend nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, down we go. Remember, if you want to stay on your palms, it's okay. Or we're going to be on those forearms. Just a little deeper stretch. Little deeper forward fold. Should feel good. One more breath and roll it up. Okay, excellent. Let's take a moment. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move into it to show you, and then you can move into it. Okay, so I'm going to bring my legs wide again. We're going to start with our hands on the chair, the palms. So I'm going to bring my right palm in, extend, come forward, and then I'm going to revolve. Okay, so it's just a little twist. Okay, let's do it. Go ahead and bring your legs wide if you haven't done that yet. Extend nice and long through the spine. Hands are on the chair. Come forward. Now move your right palm to the middle of the seat of the chair, and we're going to revolve that left arm up. So again, make the action happen right at the ribs. One more breath. We're going to come down. We're going to place that hand in the chair, and we're going to revolve the other way. And we're going to bring that hand down, and we're going to come up and take a moment. Okay, last thing is we're going to do that on our forearms instead of the palms. All right, are we ready? Come down. Well, I'm sorry, let me cue it right. Extend through the spine on an inhale. Exhale, you're going to come down. Forearms are on that chair. Okay, let's put our left forearm on the chair first, and we're going to rotate open to the right. We're going to place that right forearm on the chair, and we're going to rotate open to the left. We're going to place that left forearm on the chair, and we're going to rotate open to the right. We're going to place that right forearm on the chair, and we're going to rotate open to the left. And we're going to place that arm on the chair, pull the belly in, roll up to seated, bring those feet forward. All right, feeling good? Let's do our chicken neck stretch. I don't know what to call it. Let's do that again. Ready? Okay, so we're going to bring our finger here to a chin, and all we're going to do is we're going to move that chin away from our finger. And then release it. And then we're going to do that again. Bring the chin away from the finger. And release it one more time. And release it. I like that one. I just think that feels really good. Excuse me. Okay, the next thing are elbow circles. Now the key to our elbow circles is mindfulness, okay? So we're going to take our fingertips right here on our shoulders, and then we're going to lift up, and we're just going to kiss our elbows together. Then we're going to take our elbows up to the ceiling. So I want you to think about stretching through the armpit, right? So really armpit all the way up through that tricep muscle. Now we're going to bring our elbows to the side, and then I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. And then we're going to bring the elbows down towards the floor. So holding on, right? So I still have my hands there. Gravity is going to help you feel a little stretch there. We're going to nod our head yes. And we're going to shake our head no. And we're going to nod our head yes. And then we're going to reverse that, okay? So we're going to bring our elbows up, squeeze those shoulder blades back behind you. All right, fingertips up to the ceiling. We're going to bring our elbows forward, kiss. And then we're going to go down. And we're going to nod. And shake. And nod. Okay. We're going to do that again a little more fluidly. All right, are we ready? Up we go and kiss. That's your inhale if you want to add the breath. Exhale, up we go. Inhale, back they go, squeeze. Exhale, down they go. Breathe normally as you nod yes. And shake no. All right, are we ready? Let's reverse it. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, elbow tips to the ceiling. Back, forward, they kiss. And down they go. And it's a yes. And a no. And a yes. And release. All right, that should feel really, really, really good. We're going to move into a scaling stretch. So I don't know about you, but boy, I always have, anytime I go for a massage, it's my scalings. She's always like, holy cow, you've got tight scalings. So this is just a stretch for those. So we're going to take our left hand and we're going to bring it across to that right collarbone. And it's just below the collarbone, there's you'll feel them, a little mass of muscles right there. So we're going to pinch that, push that, so your fingers are pushing into that little mound of muscle. All right? The other hand is just going to rest here lightly, and then we're going to look over the same shoulder. We're going to look down, and we're going to look up. And then we're going to come center, and then we're going to look over the other side, and we're going to look down. And we're going to look up. Oh, yeah, there it is, right? Center, and go ahead and look towards me and release. Did you feel that? Okay, sometimes I feel it more than others, so it depends on how tight my scalings are that day. So let's go ahead and do the other side. So it's just right below that collarbone. You'll feel it, little mound of muscle there. All right, the other hand is just going to rest on your thigh. We're going to look over the same shoulder first. So what we're doing is we're pinning those muscles, so we're not letting them move. And you might get a little deeper stretch. So we're going to look down, and we're going to look up, and we're going to look center. Then go ahead and look at me, and then we're going to go look over the other shoulder. Oh yeah. And we're going to look down, and we're going to look up, and we're going to look center, and then we're going to look center towards me, 2 centers, right? And release. All right. I hope that felt good, and you can do that one at any time, right? So that's a really good one just to kind of, in the evenings, I'll often just be watching TV and doing that one, so it's a good one. So the next thing is going to be a cobra pose. So you're thinking seated cobra. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Well, we're going to not lean back, but scoot back in our chair again. And now this time, remember previously where we're kind of open like this? So what we're doing now is we're going to put the upper arm on each side of the back of that chair. All right, so it's a little different. And then I want you to lift up through the chest as you squeeze into that chair. So it's a little different feeling. Your belly stays tight. So we want to lift the heart, open up through that throat. So you're looking up slightly. It's not a big look up, just a little bit. One more breath here. Now, pull your belly in, and we're going to move into a seated child's pose. So a seated child's pose is our arms are going to come down between our legs, and we're just going to round that upper body and let the head fall. Little reminiscent of a cat, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit like a cat pose. The biggest difference is our arms are between our legs and they're kind of rotated in. So instead of a cat pose where our elbows are wide. Let's do that again. Up we go, cobra pose. Squeeze the upper arms on the inside of that chair, lift up. One more breath here, and then we're going to round down into that child's pose again. Oh yeah. Let the head fall. Let the upper body just hang out. One more breath here. And release. Excellent work, everybody. All right. We're going to move into Shavasana pose. So we're already sitting back in our chair. Let's just place our hands lightly on our thighs and flip the palms up to the ceiling. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Step by step. Make little improvements and maintain them, then make more. You can't immediately get everything to be perfect. You can't solve every problem by the time you go to bed this evening. Yet you can make progress, and every little bit of progress makes a difference. When the problems seem overwhelming, ask yourself this: is there some specific something you can do right now about one of those problems? Instead of focusing on how overwhelmed you are, turn your attention to what you can actually do to make a positive difference. Even if it's not much, find an initial step you can take and then take it. Step by step, you can make things better, and better is always a very good direction to be going. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Very well done, my fellow Bottoms Downies. I know we've made it to the end of class number 7. Please keep showing up. Click that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.